Edvard Munch. Early life. Edvard Munch was born in Loten, Norway on December 12, 1863. He moved with his family to the city of Oslo in 1864. Sadly, his mother died 4 years. Unfortunately, this was only the beginning of a series of tragedies in Munch's family. His 15-year-old sister, Sophie, died of the same disease as his mother, tuberculosis, in 1877. Another one of his sisters spent the majority of her life in a mental hospital. His only brother died of pneumonia at age 30. Munch attended a technical college to study engineering in 1879. However, he left a year later when his passion for art overtook his interest in engineering. He enrolled at the Royal School of Art and Design in 1881. He rented a studio with other artists a year later. He entered his first show at the Industries and Art Exhibition. Success Munch received a scholarship after 3 years of study and practice. He spent time in Paris, France. After returning to Oslo, he started working on new paintings. He finished The Sick Child in 1886. It was the first work to represent Munch's break from the realist style. It showed his intense emotion about his sister's death on a canvas. Munch mainly lived in France from 1889 to 1892. He was sponsored by scholarships. This was his most productive and most troubled time of his artistic life. He undertook a series of paintings he called the Frieze of Life. The collection contained 22 works for a 1902 Berlin exhibition. They had titles such as Despair, Melancholy, Anxiety, Jealousy, and The Scream, also known as The Cry. The Scream was one of the most famous paintings ever produced. Munch's mental state was on clear display. His style varied greatly, depending on his emotions at the time. This collection was a great success, making Munch well known in the art world. He found brief happiness in his difficult life. Later years at the turn of the century, Munch began hearing voices and suffered from paralysis on one side in 1908. He collapsed and checked himself into a private hospital, where he regained some of his mentality. In 1909, he checked out and was eager to return to work. Most of his great artwork was behind him. He moved to a country house in Ekeli near Oslo, Norway. He lived in isolation and started painting landscapes. In 1918 to 1919, an influenza pandemic took over and Munch almost died. He recovered though and lived for more than 2 decades. On January 23, 1944, he died at his country home. He painted right up to his death. These images showed his worsening conditions and various physical issues. Munch's The Scream went to the auction block in May 2012. It sold in New York for more than $119 million. This record-breaking price sealed its reputation as one of the most important famous works of art produced.